Hey, my name is Shantaria. I just decided to start a YouTube channel, basically following me through nursing school and now my career as a nurse, a new graduate nurse at that. So, for this first video, I wanted to share with you guys basically my journey with applying to nursing school and getting into nursing school. Especially for people who feel like they don't have the grades to get into nursing school. You know, you kind of get turned down or get negative criticism from a lot of people about getting into nursing school. So let's get started. I applied to nursing school. Well, let me start back before that. So I knew I wanted to become a nurse. I knew that from day one of me starting college. So I obviously started taking the prerequisite classes for that. I went away for college my first year. And of course, with me going away and being on my own and not having, your parents watching your every move, I kind of got a little bit too relaxed. Ended up having to drop one of my classes that I needed to take in order to get into nursing school as a prerequisite and having to retake it. So that was one flag against me. Then I ended up coming back home. I had my son, so I came back home to where I live now. And I started taking classes while I was pregnant. I was taking anatomy and physiology. I think I was probably I was 9 months. Where I was 9 months taking the class, and my due date was like at the beginning of the semester. But I'm like, no, I'm going to continue to do it. Like, I'm going to finish taking A&P successfully. But after I had my child, so I had my child, and then that weekend I rested and went back to school that Monday. Yeah. And it didn't work out at all. I ended up dropping the class and having to retake it. And then I dropped it again because I had personal issues going on in my life, and so my head wasn't right. And I dropped it again, and then I retook it, got an A the third time. Third time's a charm, right? So I got an A, and just like with my other classes, like chemistry and A&P, no, it was advanced physiology that I got a C in. So I was at Ivy Tech speaking with the advisor and just, seeing my probability and my chances of getting into their RN program. So she basically let me know that I had to have straight A's to get into their program. And I'm like, well, that's definitely not me. So I'm like, no, I'm not retaking all of these classes just to get an A in. So I kind of, fell down on myself because they're like, you need to have straight A's, even classes you got B's in, because it's so competitive. There's so many people applying. So I felt discouraged. I kept my faith in God. That's number one. How I get through anything is keeping my faith. And I kept pushing forward. I called around in different schools asking about basically their requirements to getting in. Some schools were like, well, it's going to look bad if you retook a class more than once, if you retook a class, period. So I'm like, okay, let me think of a plan B, because I don't know if nursing is going to work out for me. But I'm like, okay, these schools are saying this. I'm just going to apply to a school and see what happens. I'm not going to just go by what someone told me. You're not making a good enough grades. Your GPA isn't high enough. It's so competitive. You can't retake a class. I'm like, I'm just gonna shoot for faith, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna apply. So I applied to actually a 4-year bachelor's program and I got in. So I was just completely ecstatic, like I was like just walking on clouds, and I couldn't believe it. It was one of the happiest moments of my life, and I just want to put this message out there to people that don't let others discourage you. Just because one school may not accept you, don't give up. Don't let that be the determining factor of, you know what, this is not for me, maybe I need to try something else. No. If you know that's something that you want to go for it. Ivy Tech is a 2-year program for an associate's degree, which is fine. I'm not knocking anyone with an associate's degree, but I would have eventually had to go back to school since hospitals are, starting to phase out ASNs. And God placed me in a situation where I didn't have to do that. I got accepted into a 4-year college with my bachelor's degree. So just because one door isn't open for you, doesn't mean that there's not another door, another path that God is trying to take you down. So I just hope that this was can be motivational for someone who is getting ready to apply to nursing school, and just to, give you back that pep in your step if you feel discouraged. So if you like my video and want more, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.